Wasters. This is Corinne Conrino, aka Suburban Time Waster, back in the world of Death Note, Killer Within. And it's been a crazy day for me. Well, not crazy, but busy. There was a lecture I had to go to today at the college, and I actually posted about that on LinkedIn, Handshake, and Facebook. And after that, well, I went to the gym to get a workout, but I usually just do like the muscle exercises and then go home. But this time I just decided to get on the exercise bike and the muscle exercises. And after that, I went grocery shopping. I was so hungry, I bought a few food items that looked good. I tell you, my stomach was growling. Word of advice, never shop hungry. And the truth is, I did not get the 7 hours today. And usually that's cozy game time, but then I figured, I'm just playing tutorials. It doesn't take much of a brain to go through a tutorial level. So yeah, why not do Death Note again? And I'm gonna check something real quick. It's a little weird. Yeah, I'm sorry about doing this. Okay, good. I didn't say capture the cursor, thank God. Well, anyway, let's get to the tutorial level. And we just did the investigators. Matsuda on the right, guy whose name I don't know on the left, but remember his arc. And now we do L, who gives orders to investigators and uses surveillance cameras to monitor rooms remotely. Yeah, L can be a bit of a big brother type. And, well, before I begin, I kind of want to talk about L. And L, well, I think L is the one we're supposed to root for in the anime. Oh, I remember watching anime and thinking they don't make it clear who we're supposed to root for. When it comes to L and Kira. And I thought that's what made the anime so amazing, that neither L nor Kira are totally on the side of good or evil. And yeah, I know it's gonna come back to bite me when a bunch of comments say, oh, but Kira's evil, or Kira's actually good. Yeah, I'll talk about Kira in another video, which we all know is lies. I mean, it wasn't a secret. But yeah, regardless of how you feel about Kira, L is no saint. I mean, L maybe, yes, L is trying to stop Kira from enacting vigilante justice, or put an end to his reign of terror, as you want to call it, though there are much greater tyrants who have put up a bigger reign of terror than Kira has, I will admit. But we're not talking about Kira right now, this is about L. And, like I said, L is not good. Yes, he is trying to stop Kira, but he didn't do this out of the goodness of his heart. He did it because he wants to solve a puzzle, much like Sherlock Holmes, who was his inspiration, and House MD, also inspired by Sherlock Holmes. They don't care about good and evil. They just want to solve a puzzle. They just want to keep exercising their brains. Distract themselves from the evils of the world. Yeah, that's a separate thing. I said on a video about Sage from The Boys supposed to be the smartest person, that being the smartest person comes with a side effect of constant depression. And yeah. L, House, and Sherlock Holmes all need to have a puzzle to solve, otherwise they're going to have nothing to think about, and they're just going to put themselves in depression. At least that's my interpretation of characters like this. But yeah, he has gone through, like, awful means to stop Kira. Like, he did use that guy who's going to be on death row to send his message to test where Kira was. And he deduced that Kira was in Kanto, and someone pointed out in a comment, well, he could have been vacationing in Kanto and just left. well, Elle would just have to see where the deaths are in another place and try again. Not really. It wasn't really gonna destroy his investigation. And he could just get another criminal from death row. Yeah, that was a criminal from death row he used as a pawn. Which, honestly, not the worst thing in the world. That guy was gonna die anyway. Hey, at least he didn't grab somebody. At least he didn't threaten somebody who's innocent or anything like that, so. Not saying that it's not good, but it's not the worst thing in the world you can do. And Elle's done worse than that. I mean, he is okay with torturing people. And, well, yes, torture is morally wrong. I think anyone can agree on that. But torture is not a logical means to extract information. People under torture will basically admit to anything to get it to stop. So, yeah. Not just that, he does do surveillance cameras and invading people's privacy, going very big brother. So yeah, Elle works with the law, but that doesn't mean he's a good person. I mean, there are plenty of people who work with the law, and well, that doesn't always mean they're good people. There have been cases of police brutality and soldiers in the army abusing their power. And police also abusing their power. Crooked cops. I mean, there's been a lot of protest against it. Let's face it, there are people, you give them power, regardless of where they work, they're just gonna abuse it. It's not a black and white world we got here. And Death Note is not black and white either, and, well, neither is Elle. And, well, I think I've said enough about Elle, so I'm just gonna confirm I want to play this. Oh yeah, one more thing about Elle. He does manipulate the people under his control, too. He doesn't really call them friends. Like, remember that arc I talked about in the last video? The guy on the left of the investigators hesitated when being forced to choose between Elle and the police. Well, it turned out Elle had like a lot of money saved up, so he was going to pay them for working for him anyway, but he didn't tell them because he wanted to test their loyalty. Okay, win conditions. All right. That took a long time to... So yeah, Elle's messed up. This time, you'll be standing in for me as Elle. Die and the world will all but belong to Kira. Assigning members to a joint investigation is the first thing Elle should do each round. Select joint investigation. You can order 2 people to complete a joint investigation every day. Try selecting yourself and me for this one. Now to actually complete our joint investigation task, move toward the blue marker. Joint investigation tasks must be carried out by 2 people at the same time. Hold down the investigation button together with me. Nicely done. If you'll recall the investigator tutorial, this makes 4 colors of markers in total. Their order of priority is red, blue, yellow, then green. Don't forget. Let's try using a command card. Select Set up Surveillance Camera from the command card menu. A surveillance camera has spawned somewhere in the map. Go collect it and install it in a room. It's in the direction of the blue marker. Somehow I don't think it's good. You picked up the surveillance camera. Now let's install it in a room. Follow the blue marker again. Yeah, that'd be great if I can get into where the blue marker's leading me. Oh. There's a second way out. But yeah, I'll be honest, I'm kind of against setting up surveillance cameras willy-nilly. I mean, it can come in handy at times, I'll admit, but, well, you're invading people's privacy. See, and you just put people in this constant state of paranoia. It's not healthy. Press the install button to set up the surveillance camera. Looks like you got it installed. You now have a new eye in the sky. L can remotely view what's happening in any room with the surveillance camera. Looks like the surveillance camera's button is flashing. There must be someone in a room with a camera. Open surveillance cameras and select a location from the map. While monitoring a room, you can also anonymously inform everyone of what is happening inside. I'm about to watch the surveillance camera of the room where I'm in. There. Maybe back away a little. I don't want to be too close to that room. An investigator has died. Investigate forces to collect their investigation notepads. Secure their investigation notepad before Kira can take it. Oh, that's where the arrow was going. Investigate the investigator's course to collect their investigation notepad. We can't let this investigator's death go in vain. Let's glean what we can from their investigation notebook. First, open your own investigation notepad. You know, for a minute I thought in vain said we can't let it go viral. You can go over items you've acquired from the Items tab. Let's select it now. Now select their investigation notepad. Someone has a red mark next to their name. There's a good chance that person sold this investigator's IG. Once you're done, click close. Okay, it's dummy 3 again. Like investigators, you'll first see your task completion status when a meeting begins. Task L completes rates investigation progress more than they would if a normal investigator handled them. If a joint investigation was issued, you can view its completion status. The combined results of all investigators' tasks will then be added to the gauge. Next, we have the number of criminals Kira has judged. It doesn't look like anyone was judged today. And since no one was judged, New World progress did not rise. L can direct the course of meetings via anonymous statements. Select meeting guidance. Direct suspicion toward the player you saw had an exclamation mark. First select player seems suspicious. Now choose who you think is suspicious. Looks like everyone voted along with your suggestion. Only one more vote is needed to make an arrest, so cast your own for them. L picks which of the voters gets to confiscate the arrestee's items. Like when you voted, select the person you've decided on, but choose wisely because incriminating evidence items won't be confiscated if that player is on Team Kira. Do I get to vote for myself? Yep, it's Light Yagami again. Surprise, surprise.
我々の勝利です。よくやってくれました。
I couldn't have done a better job being me myself. This concludes the L tutorial. From L, that's a huge compliment. Yeah, like I said, I like the character of L. I feel he's a very complex character, and well, I've always been a fan of Sherlock Holmes types because both Sherlock, BBC, and House are two of my favorite shows, but I don't agree with his methods, as I've already pointed out. And I know I said I'd probably do all of the tutorials, but thing is, well, it's not just that I did this last minute, but, well, even if I hadn't, I still would have stopped at L, because, well, I have a good title idea for the L tutorial, and I have a title idea for the Kira levels too, so I kind of want to hold off on the Kira levels for now. I'm afraid my time wasting has come to an end. Anyway, I hope you liked this video enough to give it a like, and know that next time I will do the Kira tutorials. Maybe one, maybe both, depends on how much time I've got. You can also subscribe to me to see more from me, and you can also hit the little notification bell to stay up to date. And don't forget that for my Halloween stream, this is one of two options. If you want to see it streamed on Halloween, you gotta vote for it in my poll. It's still at a tie, I think. I haven't checked it since I made my last Death Note video. I also have other social media accounts you can follow, which you'll find in my summary. You can also leave a comment saying whether or not you've seen Death Note, whether or not you've played this game, whether or not you liked my video, whether or not you're Team Kira or Team L. And with that I say, bye everybody!